Hi guys, back to another video. In this video, it's all about what Apple released in the Unleashed event. So there's the new processor, so the M1 Pro and the M1 Max has a huge upgrade. That's what they say. You just have to see it. And the most powerful Mac notebook ever, that's another thing, a quote of them, is the MacBook Pro. So fresh new MacBook Pro with a fresh new design. I personally don't like this new design. I think the old one looks better, and it also kind of goes back. Everything is upgraded or new, and maybe there's some changes back to the old way. And the first thing is there's a massive tattoo under, just so you know. I don't know if people look at the bottom of their computers, but anyway. And one of the biggest upgrade is the performance. So they rock the new M1 Pro and M1 Max. So how much money you want to spend? Do you want to spend 2,500? You want to spend 3,500? Or it goes completely insane, the prices. I'll be showing you guys the prices at the end of the video. But fortunately, the Max is only available for the 16-inch, whereas the Pro is available for both. That performance is going to give it a really hot. But of course, they kind of have it covered with the fans. And what I like about a Max is the fans are really, really quiet. But on Windows, they're so noisy and you think you're going to have your computer on fire. And of course, the battery life. So battery life is supposed to be, it's quite good. And that's about it I can say about battery life. So now about the display. So the display is a mini LED display just like on the iPad Pro from 2021, 12.9 inch, and the 6K display from Apple that costs 7,000 euros, and the iPad that's 1/3 the price. So the bezels are thinner, 24% thinner on the sides, and on the top is 60% thinner, and there's a notch. First time ever on Mac. Well, this notch, I think it's the same as on the iPhone, and I think it's gonna stay there for the next 5 years, probably until 2027, because Apple in 2017 released the iPhone X with a notch, and they said quite clearly that this design is gonna stay for the next 10 years. And these are some other specs from Apple. So now about the ports. So the ports is pretty much, they went back to before. So most ports are back. There's also USB-C, there's the headphone and the SD card and a whole bunch of other ones. This is the graph with all the ports, but there's one big problem. They don't have any USB ports, but this MagSafe 3, that's so cool. And now about the keyboard. So the keyboard is just like on the Max, the Magic Keyboard. The top row is all bigger than normal, and there's no touch bar. That's just driving me nuts. I love the touch bar so much. There's no touch bar. They just replaced it with no more keys. They are bigger than before. I don't know why would they not extend the size of the touchpad, and it's just the same. Even the Touch ID is the same. It looks like the iPhone Touch ID. Now the speakers. So now there's 6 speakers. Why Apple? And there's also much more microphones. And there's also the special audio thingy from Apple. And it's also all recycled, but that's in 2030, so it's not recycled. And they say it's all made out of old secondhand tin. So that's basically specs for the MacBook Pro. And the biggest thing is it starts at 2,000 US dollars or euros. And if you go up the price, it goes all the way up to 6,500. What? So let's say you want to go for the 16-inch. Let's say you want to go for okay, it really starts at this price. Let's say you want M1 Max. Okay, here we have it. And another big thing is you have 140 watt USB-C charging. That's insane. That's not available. If you pay that much money, you kind of need it. So let's say you want that 64 gigabytes they talk about, because if you don't get it, you feel depressed. But you don't need it. You just need it for yourself to not be depressed. Let's say you need 1 terabyte. They're all in terabytes. That's completely insane. Let's say you don't want to pay €1. No, it's not €1. But let's say you don't want to pay iCloud storage. So let's say you want all the storage backed up in your own computer. So you want 2 terabytes. Let's say you want to rent memory to other people. So you need 4 years. Let's say, what the hell? Let's just go 8 terabyte. Okay, let's go to 8 terabytes. And then you want the backlit Magic Keyboard without the top row. And then let's say you love filming and you love editing videos. It's Final Cut Pro. You love music. Okay. So what's the price? If I'm not mistaken, that's the price. 6,600 euros, US dollars. Or, okay, let's say that's way too much. Let's take off these 2 software things. But just that is 6,100 US dollars. That's completely insane. If you go for the 14-inch, let's say you just want to go for the cheapest one. No, because you get 96 watts instead of 67. And you need to have, there's nothing different. No, there's more core. You need to have this one. It's much more core. You can't survive with that much core and you're spending 2,000. That's completely insane. So you need to up that even more, up that even more, and up that even more. And no software. That's already almost 6,000. That's completely insane. Last year's MacBook Pros had a touch bar and they were a fraction of the price. Let's go for the most. They had a higher one. Okay, let's say you want the most out of most. Okay, the terabyte options are nothing compared to now, but just to give you an idea, goes all up to that price. That's almost the starting price of the new one. It's completely insane. For the MacBook Pro, nothing new, just the prices. So there's also new AirPods 3rd generation, but I think it's a complete waste of money because you can buy the AirPods Pro for a fraction of, for almost the same price, for $200 now. It's completely insane, and they're basically the same thing. These AirPods 3 are basically the same thing as AirPods Pro, but they have they don't have sound cancellation and they don't have transparency mode because they don't have the tip, rubber silicone tip. But if you don't like tips, then it's a nice thing. And also they're slightly cheaper, but this is Apple website, so you should not buy the AirPods Pro on Apple's website. And now it fills the Apple's lineup that starts from $130, already overpriced for wireless headphones that do basically nothing other than talk to Siri, and then go up to $550. So that is your lineup for how much money do you want to spend. Do you want to spend $130, or do you spend $550 on headphones? Special audio, that's the same on the AirPods Pro, and there's also some MagSafe charging. That's also the MacBook AirPods Pro. And there's also a new Apple Music account. I don't know why you shouldn't use Apple Music. Just use Spotify. It's better. And there's, last but not least, the new colors. There's like 6 colors now on the HomePod Minis. They're quite nice. I personally love the blue color, and I also like the white color from before. And that's it. I hope you found it useful. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. And don't forget to please subscribe.